Good morning. My name is Lisa Bender. I'm the president of the Minneapolis City Council, and I will call to order our regular meeting of February 1st, 2019, and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Here.
Palmisano.
Present.
Gordon.
Here.
Cano is absent. Reich is absent. Fletcher.
Here.
Jenkins is absent. Schrader.
Here.
Warsami.
Present.
Cunningham.
Present.
Ellison is absent. Goodman.
Present.
President Bender.
Here.
There are 9 members present.
Let the record reflect that we have a quorum. We do have a number of council members out on City Business Council. Vice President Jenkins, Johnson, Reich, and Ellison are away on City Business. The agenda for today's meeting is before us. Are there any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Say no. That carries, and the agenda is adopted. Next, we have the minutes from the January 18th meeting for acceptance. Is there a motion to accept those minutes?
Move acceptance. Second.
All in approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. That carries, and those are accepted. Finally, we have the referral of petitions, communications, and reports to the proper committees. May I have that motion?
So moved. Second.
All in approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. That carries, and those referrals are made. The next order of business is the reports from our standing committees. The first report is Economic Development and Regulatory Services, presented by the Chair, Councilmember Goodman.
Thank you, Madam President. The Economic Development and Regulatory Services Committee is bringing 12 items forward for approval this morning. Items 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are changes to various businesses' liquor licensing. Item 6 are the license approvals, and 7 are the liquor license renewals. 8 are the gambling license approvals. 9 is a rental license reinstatement. 10 is an agreement with PPL for step-up academic credit. And 11 is applications for funding to deed. Item 12 is passage of a resolution establishing an Upper Harbor Terminal advisory system, of which I'm going to pull that for an amendment. And then I'll note, Madam President, I believe staff is interested in moving forward the unfinished business as well, and I'll just give the city attorney a heads up to make sure she wanted us to do that today. I won't do it under this motion, but the rental license denials that have been sitting on the agenda, I'm pretty sure I was supposed to take up today. So you could confer with Eric Nilsson, I guess, in the meantime. Through the rest
let
of
me confirm
and that item is
but
under,
I believe the answer is yes, but I will make sure.
Okay.
And that item is under unfinished business,
Yes.
as Councilmember Goodman refers
Yes.
to.
Thank you, Madam President. So I'll move items 1 through 11 for approval and hold item 12 for discussion.
Councilmember Goodman has moved items 1 through 11 from the committee report. Is there any discussion on those items? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 9 ayes.
That carries, and those items are adopted. That returns us to item number 12.
Thank you, Madam President. I am going to yield to Councilmember Cunningham, who has been working on some changes.
Thank you, Madam. Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Madam President. For this particular resolution, I have brought forward amendments that are in front of my colleagues now. You will be able to see that there were some changes, including an increased size of the committee by 2 to increase the amount of mayoral appointees. And additionally, we changed the name of the committee from the Upper Harbor Terminal Advisory Committee to the Upper Harbor Terminal Community Planning and Engagement Committee to more accurately capture the work that that committee will be doing. So on that, with this substitute motion, I move approval.
Councilmember Cunningham has moved approval of the substitute resolution before us. Is there any discussion on that item? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Cano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and that item is adopted. The next item is our Housing Policy and Development Committee, presented by the Chair, Councilmember Gordon.
Thank you very much, President Bender. The Housing Policy and Development Committee is bringing 3 items forward for consideration. The first is a land sale. This is a side yard sale at 232 Humboldt Avenue North. Second item is authorizing the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency lender participation agreement for Minnesota Housing Home Improvement Loan Programs. And the third item is a Stable Home, Stable School program report, and we considered approving the work plan and also a funding agreement with Minneapolis Public Housing Authority. The committee sent both of those items in item 3, having to do with Stable Home, Stable Schools program forward without recommendation. I'm going to move items 1 and 2 forward. I'm also going to move item 3, but I know there is a staff direction motion from Council President, which I'll move, but perhaps you can speak to, and then maybe we can vote on all 3.
Councilmember Gordon has moved the committee report. As he noted, I have a staff direction related to item 3, the Stable Home, Stable Schools program. We had quite a long discussion about this in committee with some questions from council members about detail that wasn't yet available. And so I have a staff direction, which is just asking that after finance staff gets involved in writing the financial agreement, which is happening next week, that then a more detailed financial agreement would come back through for approval, including through the Ways and Means Committee as contracts do. And so just to be clear, the Finance Department hasn't yet been involved in these discussions. They will be soon, so this shouldn't slow anything down. It's just kind of re-emphasizing our normal process of approving a multi-million-dollar contract with an external agency, which would include approval of the actual contract by the council. So Councilmember Gordon moved that. I'm happy to answer any questions about that, and look forward to seeing those details from staff. Is there any further discussion? Councilmember Gordon.
I support this. I think it's good that we're doing our due diligence. Also, I think that there already is a steering committee that's kind of been established, so I think that part of the staff direction which says we'll convene that and kind of formalize it and also make quarterly reports completely makes sense. So I appreciate the extra effort that went into this.
Is there any further discussion on the HPD committee report? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and those items are adopted. The next committee report is from Intergovernmental Relations, presented by the chair, Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Madam President. The Intergovernmental Relations Committee brings forward 2 items today. Both are contracts for lobbying services. I'll go ahead and move that report and move those items.
Councilmember Johnson has moved the committee report. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and the report is adopted. The next report is from Public Health, Environment, Civil Rights, and Engagement, presented by the chair, Councilmember Cunningham.
Thank you, Madam President. The Public Health, Environment, Civil Rights, and Engagement Committee brings forward 6 items for today for approval. The first is a grant acceptance from Youth Prize for youth sponsorships at Bridges to Manhood Conference. The second is Public Health Advisory Committee appointments. The third is Northern Metal Advisory Committee appointment. The fourth is a grant application for targeted opioid treatment prevention and recovery grant. The fifth is a gift acceptance from City Match for travel to a conference, and the sixth is an MOU with Excel Energy regarding future purchases from the Renewable Connect program, and I move approval of all 6 items.
Councilmember Cunningham has moved the items from the committee's report. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and the report is adopted. Next is the Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee, presented by the chair, Councilmember Kano.
Thank you, Madam President. So the Public Safety and Emergency Management Committee has 4 items on our committee report today. So what I'd like to do is pull one item out for a brief discussion, and I will make a motion on that, which is item number 3. So I would like to see if we can vote on items 1, 2, and 4, and I'll read those off, and those are forwarded to the full council for approval. So number 1 is a contract with the Regents of the University of Minnesota for veterinary services for police canines. Item number 2 is a contract with the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension for DNA analysis of Minneapolis Police Department case evidence. And item number 4 is a gift acceptance for the Minneapolis Police Department from the Minneapolis Police Canine Foundation for training of 2 canine units. So I would like to bring those forward for approval and then take up number 3.
Looks like the clerk is in queue with a question or comment.
Madam President, item number 2 on Ways and Means was forwarded without a recommendation, and the reason why is this item was forwarded to 2 committees separately. This committee recommended no action. The companion item that came through was through Ways and Means, item number 9 on the same agenda. It's the same item, and Ways and Means forwarded a recommendation to approve. Our recommendation from staff was therefore to delete item number 2 from the Public Safety Emergency Management agenda and take up the recommendation that was positively forwarded from Ways and Means on the same item. And we would take that up then as number 9 under Ways and Means.
Thank you for the clarification. So, in nodding with the chair, it sounds like that's amenable. So, then Councilmember Cano has moved items 1 and 4, and then we'll move to delete item 2 from the PSEM agenda, knowing that item will come back through the Ways and Means report. Is there any discussion on items 1, 2, and 4? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and those 2 items are adopted. That returns us to item number 3. Councilmember Cano.
Thank you, Madam President. And for item number 3, what I'd like to do is move to take 2 separate votes, splitting the what you see here as a 3.2 is a staff direction, and 3.1 is the consideration of the approval for the contract to enter into a access agreement with Blue Pictures LLC. So what I'd like to do is make a motion to bring 3.1 back to the Public Safety Committee on March 6th, and make a motion to approve item 3.2. So I will allow council members to read that on the agenda, and happy to take a vote if we're ready.
Thank you. So Councilmember Cano has moved to postpone item 3.1 and adopt the staff direction in 3.2. Did I say that correctly?
Madam President, we're referring back to committee 3.1 and approving 3.2.
Thank you. Any discussion on those items? Seeing none, Councilmember Palmisano.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to thank Councilmember Cano for allowing us to have a robust discussion at committee. I think that this is the right direction to go, and she's helping us engage the police department in more conversation about this and just in general how we do these kinds of things and allow access to our police department. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion on item 3? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries, and the report is adopted. Next is a report from the Transportation and Public Works Committee, given by the Honorary Vice Chair, Councilmember Fletcher.
Thank you, President Bender. The Transportation and Public Works Committee brings 5 items forward today. The first is a contract amendment with Landbridge Ecological for Nicollet Mall Reconstruction Planting Project. The second is a reduction of assessment related to the North Loop Paving Street Reconstruction Project. The third is a legal settlement and reduction of assessment related to the Broadway Street Northeast reconstruction project. The fourth is a temporary construction easement with Hennepin County for the Fremont Avenue South Bridge over the Midtown Greenway. And the fifth is a bid for construction of concrete sidewalks, curb and gutter alleys, and drive approaches. I'll move all items for approval.
Councilmember Fletcher has moved the committee report. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries and the report is adopted. Next is the report of the Ways and Means Committee presented by the Chair, Councilmember Warsami.
Thank you, Madam President. The Ways and Means Committee has 14 items for approval today. Item number 1 and 2 are legal settlements. Item number 3 is an expert witness and legal services agreement forms. Item number 4 is the fourth quarter 2018 donation report. Item number 5 is a contract amendment with Center for Energy and Environment for home energy squad visits and energy efficiency loans. Item number 6 is a contract with Ehlers and Associates, Inc. for financial feasibility analysis and debt issuance assistance on economic development applications. Item number 7 is a contract amendment with Wald Architects and Engineers for additional architecture and engineering services for the fire stations number 4 and number 8. Item number 8 is a contract amendment with Kevit Companies for additional costs associated with the public service building project. Item number 9 is a contract amendment with Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension for DNA analysis services. Item number 10 is a bid for public services building electrical. Item number 11 is a bid for public services building 4-fold traffic doors. Item number 12 is a bid for public services building project and mechanicals. Item number 13 is the Great Northern Winter Festival's large block event permit. Item number 14 is a Capital Long Range Improvement Committee appointments, and I move approval of items 1 to 14, but I'll pull item 13 now. So pull item 13 for an additional amendment and approve the rest.
Thank you. So Councilmember Warsami has moved Ways and Means items 1 through 12 and 14. Is there any discussion on those items? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries and those items are adopted. That returns us to item number 13.
And item number 13, I move to amend the Great Northern Winter Festival's large block event permit to change the dates from the original date of January 31st to today, February 1st, 2019. So just approving the application for a large block event to allow the Great Northern Winter Festival to be held on, is it Thursday, February 1st, or Friday, February 1st? I think. Today, which is February 1st, 2019. Yeah.
Councilmember Warsami has moved item 13 with that technical amendment. Is there any discussion on the item as amended? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries and the item is adopted as amended. The last committee report is zoning and planning presented by the chair, Councilmember Schrader.
Thank you, Madam President. The Zoning and Planning Committee has 2 items for approval. The first is the approval of following council reappointments for 3-year terms to the Zoning Board of Adjustments for Eric Johansson and Richard Sandberg. Number 2 is the withdrawal of an appeal submitted by Gary Dacus for 1100 Franklin Avenue East. I'll be moving both of these items for approval.
Councilmember Schrader has moved the committee report. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Johnson.
Aye.
Palmisano.
Aye.
Gordon.
Aye.
Kano.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Schrader.
Aye.
Warsami.
Aye.
Cunningham.
Aye.
Goodman.
Aye.
President Bender.
Aye.
There are 10 ayes.
That carries and those items are adopted. The next order of business this morning is resolutions. We have one honorary resolution, which is to honor Mark Anderson with the Development Housing Division in our CPED department, who is retiring after 44 years of service to the city. Mr. Anderson is not here this morning, so we didn't do a formal presentation, but we wanted to make sure to mention our gratitude for his long years of service to our city. So I will note that and see if there are any comments from council members on the resolution. Seeing none, all in approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. That carries, and the resolution is adopted in thanks to Mr. Anderson. Our next order of business is the order of unfinished business. This is the item that we referred to earlier in the HPD committee agenda. I think in conferring with the clerk and the city attorney, we need to postpone this action for one additional cycle. Although the items are ready, we need to notice them differently in the agenda. Mr. Clerk, did you have anything to add to that?
No, thank you.
So I will then move to postpone this one additional cycle so that we can complete those actions at our next regular meeting. All in approval, any discussion? All in approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say no. That carries, and those are postponed for one final cycle. Next, we have announcements. Are there any announcements from council members? Councilmember Palmisano.
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to give my colleagues a heads up that at our next regularly scheduled Committee of the Whole meeting, Council Vice President Jenkins has agreed to allow time for a deeper presentation and Q&A in regards to biennial budgets, which is a change to the charter that's being proposed. I wanted to just also take this opportunity to thank and name the groups that have been in all of these conversations about this issue. That's the city's finance team has been helping to spend a lot of time on this the past 6 months. Our budget director, the attorney and coordinator's offices, the mayor and his staff, the Board of Estimate and Taxation, the Minneapolis Park and Rec Board, who we had a really great additional work group meeting with yesterday, the Board of Estimate and Taxation, who also participated in that work group, the Minneapolis Park and Rec Board commissioners, their finance team, as well as Budget Committee Vice Chair Councilmember Fletcher. So I know we've been in conversation on this issue over the past year, but it's a huge lift, and it's a really potentially transformative conversation. And it's not done yet. There's still a lot of details to discuss. But during this time, I ask my colleagues that if there are other departments or other entities that you all want to be included, to please let me know soon. The Charter Commission has indicated that they're ready to formally discuss this topic. We sent it there at our last meeting, and so their next meeting is February 6th. We don't have purview over this timeline when it's in their hands. They could take quite some time to have public hearings on it and that type of thing, or not. But they have been discussing this in parallel with us, and also with individual council members. So thank you, and I look forward to more conversation on it.
Thank you. Any other announcements from council members? I don't see any. So that we have completed this portion of our agenda. We do have a closed session to discuss litigation with the city attorney. May I have a motion to adjourn to our closed session?
So moved.
Second.
All in approval, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? No. That carries, and we are adjourned to the closed session. Have a great weekend. Thank you, everyone.